Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to run a t-test in JASP. As I pointed out before, please note that in this condition, because it is a between subjects design, the condition is stacked. We have the transcript condition on top and the audio condition on bottom. And we have one column for our dependent variable, and these are two other dependent variables that we're not going to deal with today. So again, this is talking about higher rating. It was on a Likert scale from 0 to 10, I believe. And our condition was whether the person's skills were given through an audio presentation or just a written transcript. So we're going to run the t-test. We're going to go up here to t-tests. Because it is between subjects design, we want to do the independent samples t-test, because remember, between subjects design means that each measurement is independent of each other. It's also called an independent measures design sometimes as well. So we're going to select this one. Again, it says independent measure samples t-test above. We want to select the dependent variable. So when you're doing yours, your data set will be much easier. You're going to have one column for your condition, hit or smashed, and one column for your dependent variable, which was speed. This one's a little bit more complicated, like a real data set, so we're going to scroll all the way down. I know that this is my dependent variable higher rating that I'm interested in. Your dependent variable, again, will be the speed. My grouping variable is going to be my condition. And what's nice about JASP is you see it just populating here over on its own. So if I look at this table and let's see what it's telling us. It's telling us that we're looking at higher rating, so how hireable the person was. This is my T statistic. So if you remember from statistics class when you actually calculated the T statistic and then you compared it to a table, this is that T statistic that you would calculate. And remember, the calculation for degrees of freedom for an independent samples t-test is going to be the total number of individuals in your sample. In this case, it was 39, minus the number of conditions, and here we had 2, so that equals 37. And in a t-test, we only have 1 degree of freedom to report. When we move on to ANOVAs, you'll see that there's 2 degrees of freedom to report. And here we have our p-value. In SPSS, it calls it significance, which it really is. It's the significance level. However, it's nice that in JASP that they report it as the p level. So our p is 0.013. We want to know, is that less than 0.05? So 0.05, 0.01 is clearly less than 0.05, and thus it is a significant result. Now I also want you to click this descriptive box here, and it gives you a nice descriptive table. We're going to go ahead and run the descriptive analysis as well in a separate video, but I want you to know that with a lot of these analyses, you can just click here and get some other things. There's other things you could get here, like effect size. There's descriptive plots, there's bar plots. We're going to go ahead and click the bar plot. And that gives you a bar graph that you'll need. And it also shows you a visual showing of your data. Now, we're going to learn how to make a bar graph in Excel or Google Sheets, which is going to be more APA style friendly. This is not, but it's just showing that there's a lot of other things you can do that we're not going to be bothering ourselves with today in JASP.